Hi, it's Alexis Hasselberger, time management and productivity coach. Hey, if my voice sounds a little funny, it's because I went to the dentist this morning and my mouth is still half numb, but I've got to go pick up my kid pretty soon. And so this is the time that I have to make this video. So bear with me. In any case, what I wanted to talk about today is what happens when we find ourselves in a situation where, hey, maybe we got sick for a little while and we have come back and now we're just buried, or maybe an emergency happened of some sort, or maybe things just kind of have been slowly getting a little bit more out of control. Things are piling up a little bit, and now we found ourselves in a situation where we've got hundreds, thousands of emails in our inbox. Our to-do list is just completely out of control, and we're feeling buried. We're feeling like we just can't move on. Sometimes we're paralyzed when we get into these moments, or we revert back into just kind of reactive mode. We're not planning anymore. We're just like doing whatever comes at us. This feels really, really stressful. Now, of course, there are two choices whenever you're in this kind of a situation. And these choices are between short-term pain and long-term pain. So which one do you want, right? I'm going to assume you want short-term pain over long-term pain, but let me first describe the long-term pain option. So this is the option that most people do, even if they're not aware that they're choosing it. And it is where you just kind of chip away at it. So every day you work a little bit longer. You're kind of trying to get yourself out of this hole. Maybe you ask for some help, maybe you don't, but maybe it takes, 4 weeks or even 2 months to kind of get yourself back to a place of feeling good. You're chipping away at it a little bit at a time, but it just takes a long time to get ourselves unburied. Now, the short-term pain option is something that we often don't want to do, even though it's going to be so much better in the long run. And this short-term option is to just get yourself back to a good zero state pretty much immediately. So, you come back from being sick, you come back from a vacation, you've had some sort of emergency that needed to blow out everything in your schedule today. The first thing that you want to do is to look at your calendar and see when can you block out some time, a couple of hours, so that you're going to take this time and you're going to get yourself back on track. You're going to get yourself back to kind of a zero state. Now, that might mean you need to do, you might look at your calendar and say, I have no time to do this during the workday. And while I don't usually advocate working when we are not intending to work, I don't usually advocate working in the evening. This is one of those times where it is going to be better in the long run, right? Hopefully this doesn't happen too often. This is just, a one-time kind of a thing, or maybe over a lifetime, a several times thing, but it's not something that's happening all the time. It's also something that you could do in front of the TV, watching your favorite guilty pleasure TV shows, right? It's not something that requires your full brain power. What you're going to do is this. You're going to get to that moment. So maybe it's today, maybe it's tomorrow. You are going to start with all of your incoming places. So typically that means our email, Slack, text messages, any places where people might have sent us stuff. And you are going to process that. Now, if you have thousands of emails that you can't process within a couple of hours, you are going to archive all the old messages, right? You are going to say, you know what, anything from longer than a week ago, they'll email me again if it's important, and you're going to archive everything old, and you're just going to start with kind of what is there and what's the kind of newest, most up-to-date stuff. Then you are going to go through those messages, those emails, et cetera, using the one-touch rule. And the one-touch rule is that there are only 3 responses to any kind of message that you get. And those responses are this. So first, it's just informational. It doesn't actually require you to respond. Archive it, tag it, file it, get it out of your inbox. The second is that you do have the answer, or you can reasonably find the answer in just a few minutes. And if that is what this message is or this email is, then go ahead and just respond right away, get it off your plate, not going on your task list, just get it out of there. Now, the last part is where it's something bigger, it's a task, it's a project, you need to get approval, et cetera. And this is where you're going to then add it to your task list. So you're going to get all the stuff that needs to be added into your task list, and only then are you going to start looking at your task list, organizing it, deciding when you can do those things. Now, oftentimes we want to do the opposite, right? We want to get our task list done, and then we're going to go check email. That doesn't work, right? Because then you're going to have to do the task list organization twice. You want to do first, get all the incoming stuff, get it in there. And then once all this stuff is in your task system, you want to look at it and you want to look at your calendar side by side, and you want to make decisions about when you can do the things, right? When do they fit in? What days do they go on? How am I going to fit this stuff in? Do I need to delegate anything? Is some of it just not going to happen? You are going to be making realistic choices. Yes, This takes, I don't know, a couple of hours, but you will feel so much better once you've done it because you will not be buried anymore. So instead of feeling buried for weeks and weeks and weeks while you're constantly trying to chip away at it, you will feel buried for, a few hours. And then you will feel so much better because you will have gotten yourself back on top of stuff. You will be back in a position of prioritizing proactively. You will not be just like reacting to every single thing that comes in. So if you have found yourself in this place, and it happens to all of us, where, just something drastic has happened, we were sick, maybe we got COVID, we were out for a couple of weeks, or, even if it's just kind of been piling up slowly over time, but you have realized like you are in a deep rut, this is what you need to do. It's a hard reset and there's no shame in it at all. It is the thing that is going to get you back on top and back on top of feeling like you are in control. So if you have tried this before, let me know in the comments. If you have not tried this before, but you want to, let me know in the comments. And if you would like more content like this, make sure to subscribe.
As she said, make sure to subscribe. As you can see, only 1/10 of the people that watch our videos are actually subscribed. So it'd actually be a big help for you to subscribe. So yeah.